happens. Hello everyone, welcome to our today's cooking experience. Today you get 3 for the price of 1. We have Ruth here with us, our latest team member. I'm so excited for her to be here today with us. So we're going to kick off your new Thermomix business with a big bang. So thanks for being here with us. And on this side we have Elizabeth, our long-term senior team member.
Senior, thank you. I've been reminded.
Senior is good in this case. That's
an accolade.
Exactly. I'm so glad to have you both here. And and me, Janny, or Janny Thermo Crazy, as you probably know me as well, because I'm absolutely crazy about these machines. All right. So thanks so much for joining us today. And we have planned something very exciting for you today. And it not only includes some really great, simple recipes that are going to do a little bit of jaw drop hopefully from your end that you can see, because at the end of the day we have planned to make a grazing platter for you, and I have this beautiful new it's like a cutting board from our MixShop. When I turn this around you can see that little opening here where it says that too. So it's beech wood. Is that what is it called? Beech wood, and I've just oiled it. So I only received it yesterday, so it's brand new, and I've oiled it, and we're going to make a beautiful grazing platter out of this beautiful piece of wood. So watch us doing this for you today, and we have planned to do some
Brazilian cheese puffs.
And
caramelized onions.
Caramelized onions, and I'm going to top that sweet part for the platter with some Harlequin custard. And the beauty is we can showcase you a couple of Thermomix molds and functions of it, and we're going to talk about them whilst we're doing this. Okay, perfect. All right, enough about us. It's all about you now. So when we say when it comes to cooking, what's most important for you when it comes to cooking? So usually we hear people say, "Oh, look, I just don't have time to cook. I'm busy all day. I'm working all day," or even when you're working from home, it's just people don't have the time to stand in the kitchen, stand there and chop and stir and whatnot. Some people have health issues. Either they want to be on a certain diet, a certain way of eating, or they have to because they have allergies, food allergies, intolerances and whatnot. But how about you? What's the most important for you when it comes to
Well, time's pretty important. Or when I started with Thermomix, time was pretty important. I had 3 kids, I was on my own. I needed to be able to get food on the table really fast. I was working full time, so time was up there at the top of the list. Also health. I'm not very fond of buying stuff that's got lots of fake things in it.
Yeah.
All my kids were healthy. We didn't have any Hashimoto. We didn't have any gluten intolerances, and blah blah blah. The list is endless. But I still wanted to know that they weren't getting food or stuff in their food that wasn't going to be good to them. So health.
Oh, health as well. And how about you?
For me, I really like experimenting with different foods, and I feel like Thermomix really offers me this opportunity to do things and to experiment, and also have new recipes and access to like different things. And
Great.
very cool.
So experimenting, like the excitement for recipes and trying new things, fantastic. So we're gonna talk about cookie dough later on, but have you they've heard cookie dough once, but have you tried cookie dough? Have you found anything interesting?
Yeah, there's many different things. Especially the one that we're gonna make today. Definitely use it a lot in my home.
Great, fantastic. Look, for me it was I was no cook at all. I could not cook for if I had to, and but I needed any help that I can get. So I heard about the Thermomix, and apparently it does everything. I thought, great, that's for me. That's what I need because I can't do anything. And look at me today. I'm making everything from scratch, and just because I can, because I have a great helper there that taught me how to do that. And there's no, you know, this is not cheating or nothing. It's really, you cook from scratch. It's just a tool that can help you.
You have a sous chef in
I
your
have a
kitchen.
sous chef, that's right.
And you can too.
And there's one point we haven't talked about it, but it is people always say, well, that makes it so expensive, you know. But as a matter of fact, because all of a sudden we're trying things and doing them that we haven't made before, or we save not only a lot of time, or for me, all of a sudden I'm making everything from scratch. I found I save a lot of money with my machine.
You don't need takeaway.
No, exactly. So the biggest you know, loss is we don't have takeaway anymore, which is incredibly expensive if you look at it all the time. Or if you go into the supermarket, you buy pre-made salads and, you know, all that stuff. And apart from the fact that you don't know what's in the food, it's just also very expensive all the time. And another money saving factor is in fact that I'm using up all the ingredients that I have in my fridge. So if I'm looking in there and as I said cauliflower, what I do is I go into Cookie Do, type in cauliflower, and bang, I get so many suggestions what to do with it. So I'm using it up because I've paid already for it instead of throwing it out.
Less in the compost bin.
Yeah, less in the compost bin, exactly. All right, so we already talked about money. Now I quickly want to introduce you to the price. The Thermomix is 2269, and this month we have also an option for you to add in for just extra $99 and an extra bowl. So why would we need an extra bowl? We're going to talk about that whilst we do the cooking, but you will see it's super effective and super handy to have an extra bowl. Once you get into the mode of the cooking, you can't stop it, and there won't be any washing up in between holding you back anymore. Put it that way. So just so you know that you've heard it, we can talk about different payment options later. All right, I think we are ready to start cooking. Yes, and we're starting off with Elizabeth and the Brazilian cheese puffs.
Oh, it's just shut down on me. So keep talking while I just fire it up again. It won't be long.
Yeah, great. This is a feature that the Thermomix actually shuts down after 15 minutes not being used. So that's the energy saving that we have there. But also peace of mind. You know, once when you do the cooking, or you know, and you have to go, I don't know, let's make it up, an emergency, and you have to leave the house, then the Thermomix burning down your house because it's still on is the least of your worries.
Ready to roll.
I
pulled my screen up here and I've got some choices. My recipes, my week, recently cooked. That one comes in handy for me because I know I've cooked something recently and it's quicker for me to access it through that list. But today it's my week. So in my week, we have programmed in Brazilian cheese puffs. What a surprise. There we go. So easy. I've already got my ingredients ready to roll, so I'm going to go start cooking. Preheat oven to 220 degrees. Of course, we've done that in advance. Then we go next, and it says grease a 24-hole mini muffin tray. This is the rose gold muffin tray. Beautiful quality, can be bought from the MixShop, and you don't need to grease it.
Yeah, that's the best part. You will see what later once they're done, they just fall out. Once they're cooked, so no grease.
No mess, easy to wash
time.
Now, the next bit that's going to ask for, and this is an important thing to note as well, it says 70 grams of Gruyere cheese. Well, as I've taken the lid off, I'm now going to tear this back to 0. I'm pretty sure that that's about right. So, and if it's a little bit over, a little bit under, I think that's okay.
So also, instead of the grey cheese, coming back to the money saving, so this is Parmesan cheese. You can use any cheese for that recipe. A great way to use up cheeses that you have from last night's cheese platter, you know, so select the bits and pieces, mix it all together, you know, be very creative.
This recipe is very flexible. It does specifically say Gruyere. I find that's a bit bland. I tend to use Parmesan or even, you know, a mixture of cheeses. Yeah. So I've now got my lid on and we're going to grind that up. So I go next. And all I have to do, turn speed selector to 9.
my views from over there because I don't know if that's
Yeah.
turning it down because I was standing like this.
Okay.
Now, you did see those little cubes going. I think this is really important to show you. Isn't that awesome? And there's so many things that you could, nuts, spices, so handy. Okay, moving along, it says down at 160 grams of milk. Tear to zero.
Yeah.
Now you want to be a little bit more accurate than this, so I'm going to go a little bit slowly. And this, by the way, this measures to 1 gram. You can measure a tissue, which is just absolutely awesome. When the machine was first released, we go on, off, a tissue. Here we go. Oh, I think that'll do me. So what I do is I go next, and it says 60 grams of vegetable oil. Now, is there flexibility on the oils, Janny?
Absolutely. So whatever oil you want to use, I prefer to use a light olive oil. That's also the one that I use for my mayonnaise. It really doesn't have that strong aftertaste, or so this is a really handy oil to use.
Right. 1 egg. Done. And 100, this is interesting, it has 170 grams of arrowroot flour. Now, Janny, what would you like to tell people about arrowroot flour?
First and foremost, it's gluten-free. So this is the whole thing. We can just chuck it in. Yeah, so that is pretty straightforward. So yes, if you can buy these arrowroot or tapioca flour ones in that container, and 1 container is pretty much the amount that we need for the Brazilian cheese puffs. What else do you?
Well, I'm going to put the salt in now, but I have noticed, Janny, this is a very special salt.
It's a very special salt, yeah. So I like to flavour my salt. So this is a herb and garlic salt, and there's recipes for different salts and spice mixes available on Cookie Dough. And I just like to add a little bit more flavour, just a depth more flavour to it. And at this stage, you could zhuzh that recipe also up with some dried herbs, or even a spoon of Dijon mustard. Or really, there's like the sky's the limit, you know, just whatever you find in your kitchen, pop it in there.
The other thing, just mentioning about the salts, there are a lot of things that you can make which are great gifts. And in the world that we live in now, we don't want more stuff, but something that are consumable, very handy. And something like salts and herbs mixtures are probably more acceptable as a gift when you're giving it at school, because I think sometimes I get a bit worried with food stuff.
Yeah.
So it's something that's pretty safe.
Yeah.
So we've got all our ingredients in. I'm going next, and speed 8 for 20 seconds. Now for our Zoomers, I think Zoom cuts the sound out just a tad. I'm not sure about Facebook. Sorry.
Sorry for the Facebook friends watching us. That's why I did that earlier. So I hope that was okay.
Yeah, quite loud.
Yeah, it depends on the ingredient. It's the power of the Thermomix that we can hear here. And you know, if you put in let's say raw almonds to make your own almond meal, then yes, that is a bit noisy, but it's not the machine, it's the ingredient that goes in there.
Probably ice is noisiest, but how good it is to be able to do that.
Ice,
and it only takes seconds.
I would challenge that. I would actually say chickpeas to make beef sunflower. You need noise cancelling headphones for that, I promise you. And then we're going to do this again.
Oh,
yeah, just repeating the step. So, but what Elizabeth was trying to do here, so what we have is, it's also from the MixShop, it's called a cupcake pan. And you can use that not only for cupcakes, but also for pancakes, for example. But also we're going to use that as an aid to fill our mini muffin tray.
Very tidy and very clean. Sorry, we've got another 5 seconds here.
Yep.
I had over. I like your ring. I don't have that one. You have a choice of sounds.
Yeah, so this one's got a different sound. We're going to hear that later.
That is hilarious. It's something you know which machine you use. Exactly. Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes we just play around with it a little bit, you know, just to, you know, okay.
Yeah.
There's about 20 different.
I'm very parsimonious, so I like to get as much of my mixture into what I'm cooking. So we'll just give this a little bit of a wipe over. Great little spatula, this one.
I know, they are great. So I also have a jam funnel here that's also available in the MixShop. This jam funnel has never seen jam in its life.
Well, isn't that funny? None has mine. It has seen the chutney, but I find so many happy uses for it. And the other thing to mention, the bowl is ergonomic, so hold it down here when you're ready to pour. Much easier on your schools. Your shoulders and your neck, well, my age, I guess.
That's all right. Do you want that?
Now, Janny, do you want me to put this in the tray off camera, or do you want me to do that?
You do this here, but whilst you're doing this, we're just going to have a look at the first couple ones, and then Ruth is going to start the onions.
Okay.
Right, perfect. So now we could use the pre-clean mold of the Thermomix. Yes, you've heard correctly. It cleans itself. But I want to show you the actually the benefit of having 2 bowls. So now you can see the first time how handy it is. If you want to continue with the next recipe, instead of standing there and starting and washing up the bowl, you could just use the second bowl and go for it.
Yeah.
All right, so how about you getting started? Basically just finishing off here, I'm going to fill them like 3/4.
And the information is there, so you don't have to rethink it for yourself.
Yeah, and then we're going to pop them in the oven. And here we see the caramelized onions.
Yeah, I think you have to log into your.
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, it's shut down.
Okay,
as well.
yeah. Take it.
So when you fire it up, your Thermomix, what it does, it's basically a computer.
Yeah.
Right? And same like with your phone, when you enter somewhere, it looks for a Wi-Fi, it looks for the connection. It takes a couple of seconds, and here we go.
So yeah, we're gonna make the caramelized onion, and that's one of my favorite things to make. And then as well, you can also add it anywhere, like on a pizza, with pasta. So yeah, it's very, very versatile. And then, so to start with, I'm just gonna add the oil, but first you have to tear. So it says 20 grams of olive oil, or any really.
Yeah, and the whole machine are the scales, so the built-in scales. So
Okay, so you have the number here.
yeah, so when I put my hand on it, how much do my hands weigh?
Yeah.
About 700 grams.
Yeah. And then, so we already cut the onion,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just gonna add this in there. So it says about 400 to 500,
Let's see how much we got.
but we've got 400.
430.
Yeah. Even if you go over, that's all right too.
Yes.
And then yeah, you're just gonna add this back on, and we're gonna add this just because it's a very high temperature for the safety.
Exactly. So let me quickly explain what this is. So as per default, as you can see, we have this measuring cup that always sits inside the mixing bowl lid.
Yeah.
That's just to close it off. But now we're going to use a feature of the TM6, which is the high heat.
Yeah.
And high heat, you know, when you think of when you're using high heat on a stove on your fry pan, how does the oven and the surroundings look after?
Yeah.
And this is because of the splashes. So we have the splash guard. So Thermomix wants to help you keep the kitchen clean and spend less time in the kitchen.
Exactly.
with the cleaning up. So
Okay.
put the splash guard on top.
Then it's gonna cook for 20 minutes at the maximum temperature, which is 120.
160.
100,
Yeah,
160.
160.
And you're just going to turn this.
Yeah.
And it does it automatic.
So we've seen it has closed arms here.
Yeah.
So the lid is closed, the splash guard is closed, we can't take it off. And actually we hear nothing.
Yeah. No.
So what happened here, instead of what we had here earlier, is the blades have stopped turning.
Yeah.
All right. And now it's already heating up, and we can see that they're heating up with our green lights here. So once we hit 60 degrees inside the bowl, these lights will turn red. This will happen quite quickly.
Yeah.
And what it does, honestly, hopefully we can hear. We can already hear
A little bit. Yeah.
it started sizzling. So what the machine does is, now we've got all the onions in there,
Yeah.
and we have only this small surface where the onions basically touching the bottom and getting the browning. So what the machine does is it shovels the onions around, and it makes sure that the top ones go down to the bottom and the bottom ones go up to the top. They cook evenly, and that's why they're not constantly turning.
Yeah.
Perfect. So how long is that going to take?
18 minutes now.
18 minutes now. Right, perfect. So by the time we're doing this, so I've already started layering up our grazing platter here. One thing about that board I quickly wanted to show you, so it's obviously also just a normal chopping board. So imagine you have to start chopped up all your onions. Can you see this little opening here? I need to hold that camera, just open it up a little bit. So have a look at this. So you can fit in your Thermomix bowl just right here into that gap, and that, yeah, and you just straight down that straight into your bowl. I mean, hello, this is so cool. I absolutely love it. I hope oh, did you see that? Yeah, over there. Well, we've got 3 cameras going on. So I quickly wanted to show you that. All right, so the cheese puffs are in the oven, and I think you have set the timer. Okay, here we go. And so we're going to start cooking then. All right, so whilst this is all happening over there, I'm going to, thank you, so kind. I'm going to start with the Harlequin Custard. And this is like, a custard is like, okay, you had a beautiful dinner and there is just room for a little bit more, just a dessert, right? And by the time you clear the dinner table, so this is going to take about 7 minutes or so to make, right? By the time you clear the dinner table, put everything in the dishwasher, and you do have your second bowl handy, then you just make a custard in 7 minutes, and you're ready to sit down and enjoy the dessert. Okay. All right, so with this recipe, I want to show you the new thickening mode of the TM6. Because obviously we want to thicken, we have our custard thick and creamy. All right, again, we have put that in our weekly meal planner, coming back to cookie dough all the time. And we're going to talk about cookie dough in a minute. So I am going to just bring up that recipe. And here it says put in 40 to 50 grams of raw sugar or to taste. I'm actually using monk fruit sweetener. That is my preferred sweetener of choice in this house, but feel free to use any sweetener, any sugar that you like. So you can make that with coconut sugar, or raw sugar. By the way, raw sugar is the least processed sugar that you can buy, and it just means well, not necessarily healthier, but it just means it's less processed than any other sweetener, not bleach or whatnot. All right, so I'm going to go with 40 grams, and because we are going to make icing sugar out of this, I am actually showing you a little trick. Not that it's necessary, but So because my leg is now clean and I want to keep it that way, and especially that 1 foot sweetener, that really powders a lot. So I'm going to pop in a what is it? A paper towel.
Yeah.
All right, and put that just there in between. Go on next, instead of put the lid on top. And it's just for 20 seconds, we're going to mill that raw sugar, whatever sugar we have, into icing sugar. That is cloud in here. The good thing is with the icing sugar, that kind of any sugar for that matter, is you can turn your sugars into that sugar that you need. Right? You can turn it into a caster sugar, icing sugar, or what else you want. All right, so you can Steve, don't inhale when you're in the diet. All right. And I quickly want to show that. So I'm going here. Ooh. Around the camera, so you can still see that that dust in here. And so that's that. So and it's really it's fine, it's powder, and that's the milling that you can do not only for the sugars but also for your flours. We talked about that earlier. Save heaps of money by just milling the stuff yourself. Yeah. Okay, so now I want to just scrape down the sides. So the new TM6 spatula is actually flexible, unlike the previous model ones. And I think they're not available anymore. So you can pick your TM5 or T31, by the way, with treating you with a new spatula, and they're really good, not just for simmering basket and all of these things, but also for scraping down. Right, corn flour, 30 grams of corn flour. Corn flour is, I think, next to icing sugar, the most messiest ingredient one can think of. It's just, when you open up the packet, it's everywhere. It's just, I don't know, funny thing to do. Now here's this 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I prefer the vanilla bean paste. And just because I'm a little bit lazy, you could make that also yourself. Yeah. So if you can get your hands on vanilla beans, then there's a great recipe on Cookie Do to make vanilla bean paste yourself. And that's a huge money saver. Right? These are extremely expensive. However, I prefer the bean paste. I just want to put stuff in my food, and even in my custard. So, but feel free to use vanilla extract or whatever you want. Okay, so 2 eggs. Thanks so much. A little bit for helping me here. Sorry, just add 2 eggs and 500 grams of milk. I've made a little hole in here. I think the other day I showed a trick where when you turn it upside down, you don't need the hole in there, because then it also just doesn't do the book, you know, you've got milk everywhere. Can't do it now because I've got a hole in there. So 500 grams of milk over. That's fine. And popping the lid on top. So this is everything you need for a custard, right? So there's nothing nasty in there. There's no preservatives, nothing. And now we're using that thickening mold. So the timer is not set, so because the machine will detect on the ingredients and will estimate how long it's going to take. The temperature is set to 80 degrees, and instead from numbers 1 to 10, the speed, all I need to do is turn the dial and it's going to start cooking. So now it's detecting. At the moment it says approximately 10 minutes, but that will count down once it starts cooking. And from here, the blazer automatically, you know, adjusting the speed as it's needed. So the thermometer just heating it up, and then when it wants to thicken, it will speed up a little bit, and then you can hear a change in sound there again. But that's basically done all automatically. We don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah,
How
Janny,
much longer?
still 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay, fantastic. By the way, these cheese puffs, they are
Puffy.
very puffy. They're about this high at the moment. I would say roughly 10 centimeters, but they're going to fall down a little bit more. Yeah, you'll see that in a minute. How much longer do we have with them?
151.
151.
2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. Perfect. That's all I need to talk to you a little bit about cookie dough. So for your cooking inspiration, so whether you are like have the excitement about trying different variations, different things, and I know your personal way of eating is vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's very often people who start that way of eating, they just
Don't really know what to cook. Yeah. Even myself. Yeah.
There you go.
It
Yeah.
took me a while too.
Yeah, that is. So, oh, can I have that? Can I have that? How can I replace ingredients and stuff like that? So, fantastic way of exploring new recipes, new way of cooking is could be cookie dough. Yeah, to help you with that. Also, because we talked about the time saving, so cookie dough has a great way using the filters. So you can go into there, and let's say you start with idea with the cauliflower, and have a look at all the cauliflower recipes. But you know the time, right? You have 30 minutes tops. 30 minutes, and then the food needs to be on the table. So what you can do, you just go in there, show the filters. So we do have active time and we have total time. So you can filter by total time, say tops 30 minutes, and boom, then it reduces from, I don't know, 365 recipes down to 25. And from that 25, you need to make a selection there.
Easy to select.
What you want to do.
And
So-
you have also access to other takers in the world. You can find recipes from Spain, say, different parts of the world, and I think that's really cool. It's like different cuisines that you want to try.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
And authentic.
exactly.
Authentic cuisine. Yeah, so international recipes. So basically, as per default, when you sign up for Cookie Dough, you do have Australia. Something's happening over here. You have Australia set as a filter, but you can personalize your Cookie Dough now. So I have 9 filters in my Cookie Dough that are always in there. So I have chosen English and German recipes. I have the UK, the US, Switzerland, because they all have English recipes.
Yeah.
It's better from your side. Sorry.
Okay. So what did I say? English recipes from the UK, from the US. Then you can also choose Canada. English spoken recipes there as well. So yeah, just go crazy and have a look and try to explore what you can do. If you speak more than one language, even better. Or this is a great opportunity for you to finally learn that different language. Finally learn Spanish because you want to do your cooking. Oh, wowzers! Look at that. Here we have. Here we go. Wowzers! They look so yummy.
There we go. And they smell, the aroma is delicious. I'm so sorry you can't be here to eat them with us.
Yes, no. There's no, so you need to cook yourself and cook an experience with us, one of us. So we're going to pop it on the thing, right? So I just want to have on first, just so I can see it. I want to show you how to okay.
Do you want me to tip the ball out?
No, I'm going to help you with a couple of So because I just told you in the beginning, or we told you that you don't need to grease that tray because we promised they will fall out. So and that's what I wanted to show you. Can you see? I'm not even trying really hard. So they really just fall out of this tray. It's yeah, that's just an example. So we're going to have a couple of them here. And yeah, and then just wipe it with a cloth. dishwasher. I always say everything in this house needs to be dishwasher safe, otherwise it can't live here. But these ones are an extension, so I'm really treating very carefully. They keep the all right, so what are we going to do? I'm going to show you how they look this day. She doesn't taste it.
They're really nice. Oh, delicious.
So what we should do is closer to the camera. So this is how they really look on the inside. So very chewy. And another camera. Here we go. So nice and chewy and absolutely delicious. Not far away. No, you have to talk because you can't.
I have to do a vegan recipe observation. I think I could, yeah, definitely.
Fish and chips, that is the top root.
Yeah.
Use that instead. Flowers are okay.
Yeah,
Flowers are okay.
yeah, it's just a cheese and
Vegan, so vegan cheese recipes is already available. It has been invented already. So if that's your way of eating, contact us and we will find a recipe for you if you can't find it yourself. All right, so now we want to juice them up a little bit, right? Because our grazing platter looks a bit empty. So so we're going to, the plan was to and put a little bit of God's cheese in the middle, and then we're going to top them with the caramelized onions. So that's just next level Brazilian cheese puffs.
I can do the God's cheese thing.
Yeah, you do that.
By the way, you can make your own goat's cheese using goat's milk.
Yeah, we can. That's right. Okay, so coming quickly back to Cookie Doo. If you haven't signed up on Cookie Doo yet, you can do this today. So that's our offer. So cookiedoo.com.au and sign up for 30 days for free. Try. Have a look around. What recipes are there on offer? What suits your style? So if you time for, use the time for. If you're on a budget, if you want to see how you can easily make things from scratch, go to the basic cookbook or have a look at the pantry staples.
Tomato paste, so I do all that. Or chicken, it lasts until
Veggie stock paste is one of the, well, it's actually not just a recipe that we make when we deliver the family mix together with you. So that's a great entry staple. Yeah, but I want you to have a play around with you, just see how you use these. If you purchase a family mix, you get extra 6 months cooking juice subscription for free on top. So on top of 7 months, when you get started. And after that, it's just $49 for subscription. Sometimes get the question, well, what if I don't want to continue with the subscription? Then this is the same like with Netflix, you can't watch the videos anymore. Right. So now, first part of my custard is basically done. So here we go. You can't see that properly like here, but I'm going to pour like half of the mixture into these glasses here. They're just there for my convenience, for my platter. So that's for my dessert. And with this one, so half of the what I want. Just to
I just want to
go a bit on an angle. Yeah. All right, so basically like half of that. So you can decorate that into little glasses like this here, or have that on a large serving platter. So about half of the mixture I've just poured out, and I'm going to pop them quickly in the fridge.
Yes,
thank you. Great, and then we continue with the recipe. So here is it exactly that. Yeah, that's the other side. It's more like a guitar kind of thing. And so we're going to pop the now vanilla custard, the rest of it back into the machine, and we're going to weigh in 50 grams of dark chocolate. So I happen to have the Caramelized dark chocolate pieces. Works also fantastic with Lindt chocolate or any other dark chocolate really. And just adding the chocolate in there, and I think it says put the lid back on top. I can't really see.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Pop the lid back on, and where is it?
Yes, fine.
Made it. I can't even see. Yeah. Pieces. I just don't want to talk over the machine. It doesn't have to be the small chocolate pieces. You can just have another chocolate and just break it in there, like 50 grams. Oh, and here we go. Here is the chocolate custard. All right, so if that had the chance to thicken up a little bit, then we are going to pour the other half on this side. Beautiful.
The other thing while you're doing that to mention is, I've been involved with food a lot of my life, working life, and I've been delighted by being involved with Thermomix because they're on the cutting edge of everything. When somebody's thinking, oh, we've got a chimichurri, I guess we've been doing that for a couple of years now. So you get to learn a lot of things that you wouldn't under other circumstances.
That's right. Yeah. Just trying new things. So that's what I really love about Thermomix. You know, that or being a consultant in this case is that I'm always challenged to try new things.
Yeah.
And
you're not afraid to try it because
no.
Yeah, it's already tried.
Yeah, that's right.
But it keeps you on the cutting edge.
Mm.
We always seem to be ahead of the game, which is just awesome, because I like that. The other thing too is you have your consultant for life, and they keep letting you know this is out, this is new, and you like this, try this, alerting you to a whole lot of possibilities that you may not have thought about.
Yeah.
We have that's true. So that's how I just make a couple here, so left and right. So we can decorate them, sprinkle them a little bit with either with some more chocolate or with some edible flowers that we have.
Oh, I love that.
There we go. Just like that. All right, they're going to melt in there a little bit.
You're going to put the edible flowers on?
Yeah, just wait for it. I'm not there yet. And I'm going to find some volunteers to lick this bowl. Don't worry.
It's not the dog, it's the children.
That's right. Okay, so
yeah.
I think.
Janny just finished the 20 minutes.
Right, so what are we going to do next?
So now what he asked to do. This is how it looks like. Really brown. And then just set to add the balsamic vinegar, 20 grams of that.
That just adds a nice zing to the onions and the sweetness from the balsamic.
Just make them the caramelized texture that you're looking for. And then salt as well. How do you add this one?
This one, yep. You have to know my salt and pepper.
And then you need to stir it just to mix it up together.
Yep.
And then once you've done that,
We're going to chop them up a little bit, yeah.
yeah, it'll have to cook for another 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. And I think we also we're going to chop them up a little bit so they fit there on our cheese.
Yeah, you can chop them later. You can also chop them smaller before adding it there.
What I do quite a bit of entertaining, and this is one of my go-tos with goat's cheese. And I use a mandolin to slice the onions before I start cooking them, which means that they're like little spaghetti bits.
Yeah, depending on how you like it, I guess.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Great things are sharing here. So that's something also that I really enjoy about being a consultant. We learn from each other every single time.
Little tricks and things.
So every time we're doing this, I learn something new, you learn something new, you know, so I'm happy to share that with you guys, obviously. All right, so coming forward from cookie dough, which I think is the best thing since sliced bread. Really. So there was just a couple of things that obviously that we wanted to show you. So 2 TM6 functionalities, the high heat and the thickening mode today. We saw the mixing and the weighing and the milling, so a couple of other things that are pretty basic, they're standard, coming with the Thermomix. But if you want to design your own cooking experience, well, feel free to reach out to Ruth, Elizabeth, or myself, and we are happy to design your cooking experience for you. So if there's anything you want to see, we are happy to help you. I'm happy to show you something more specific, and really this can be really easy things like I want to see how to make my own almond milk because I go through, I don't know, 3 litres a week and I really need to save some money here, and this way we can show you how the Thermomix pays back for itself really in absolutely no time. Just talk to us, tell us what you want to see, and we are happy to come to your place or do it virtually, and you will also be eligible for our Host to Walk program. Just talk to us about the details and we can get you there.
Yes.
Okay, so you already said that, so you get your consultant for life. So with your Thermomix, you not only get the 6-month free subscription to Cookie Dough, you also get a consultant. And this means, well, you know, call us 24/7, but almost again. No, if you do have any questions, we're here. We're happy here to help you. Whether that's a technical question, is that a recipe question, if it's something for inspiration, we do have so many resources we're happy to share with you. Whether that's weekly meal plans that are ready-made for you to go.
Meals in under 30 minutes.
Meals in under 30 minutes, meals for fresh start, money-saving meals, like really everything that you can think of, talk to us, and that's what we're here for. We're doing cooking classes, virtually and in person. We are already planning on the next one, so watch this space. This will be then more in the Bayside area here of Melbourne, or wherever you watch us right now. And talk to us about the next events, and you're more than welcome to join us live and in person, and also get to taste the food that we are creating. All right, so so you are finishing off that. So do we want to chop it a little bit, just a bit small, so we can?
It's done.
Just go 4 seconds.
Yeah. So it's finished.
Yeah, that's all right. I do want to show.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Just to see how it looks like. That's how.
Wow.
So you want to chop it smaller?
I would chop them up a little bit, so because otherwise they just pop it back in.
Yeah.
Just pop the lid on top, and we are going to. Are we just finished?
Just the main.
Yeah. So we're just going to go 4 seconds. Speed 4. Not it's maybe too long.
You learn to cook by hearing.
That should be enough.
Yeah.
How much was that?
No.
Just a couple of seconds.
Oh, it's better.
What do you reckon?
I can manage with that.
You can manage with that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay for me? Yeah, please.
Alright, so whilst Elizabeth is doing that, let me quickly talk you through our payment options that we have. So as again, repeating the price for the Thermomix is the $2269 with the option for a $99 extra to get a complete ball blade and lid set.
That includes the butterfly and
a butterfly.
Yeah.
No splash guard. And the simmering basket.
The simmering basket.
Yeah, but no
very
splash guard.
generous.
Yeah, I know. Which is usually $379. $79.75. Just need to look it up on MixShop. So, but that offer only comes when you purchase a team 6, all right? So
this is a limited offer though.
It's limited.
And when it comes, you jump.
That's right. So different payment options available that are on all on the MixShop, and or if you follow the purchase link that either Ruth or Elizabeth will send you. And one of the payment options also is Easy 3, so you can split that payment of the $2269 over 3 months. So you have an initial payment of $919 and then $700 in months 2 and 3. You could also choose to go along with our partner Zip Money. They offer 24-month interest-free payment plans, and for the terms and conditions and the details, please see their website. And we'll also, if you go through the payment options, it will take you straight to Zip Money, and they explain what's involved. But just to give you a rough idea, that would be $23.69 per week, or if you want to pay it off monthly, it's $102.58 per month. And we accept credit card and bank transfer. Also PayPal is an option, and many, many more. So I think I've covered it all. But there's one more option that you can get your hands on the Thermomix, and we were talking about how awesome it is to become a Thermomix consultant already, but the real beauty is you can also earn a Thermomix. So you don't have to have a Thermomix to become a consultant. You can come on board, get all the trainings that we learn, we do business launches together with you, and you can come on board and earn your Thermomix with just 6 sales in your 60-day program. If you want to hear more about the details and terms and conditions that are going along with that option, please talk to me, and I will invite you to an info session where we can explain it in a little bit more detail. All right, so Elizabeth is doing
a very messy job.
No, that's fine. It's just we pop a few there, and we're going to take a photo of that, and we're going to pop that also on our Facebook pages, the Instas. And speaking of, what's your Insta handle? How can people find you?
Oh yeah, so mine's veg and then Ruth TA.
Okay.
And that's where I like putting my recipes, and they're all plant-based. And most of them I cook them, with my Thermomix, or I just like inspirational.
Perfect. So I'm going to pop that in the comments below, so that you can find Ruth in there. Elizabeth, you are on Facebook.
I am.
And Instagram. What's your handle?
Simi Mix Thermo Crate. No, what is Thermozani? Zizzy Mix Thermozani.
If you can't remember that, that's fine.
I think alcohol must have been involved when I did that.
We will. I also pop that in the comments below, so this way you can find these girls again. And obviously, I'm Janny, so more crazy. You find me under this name on basically any social media out there.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Great YouTube.
Check out the YouTube channel for more of this. Okay, so I think it looks pretty amazing already in our board. We have a nice variety in there already, and can't wait that we finish.
Because we can start eating.
We can start digging in.
Really nice, I have to say that.
So I think we really christened this beautiful brand new shopping board, and it looks stunning. So we have a nice variety in here, and that took us just an hour with all the talking. So obviously with less talking, but with 2 bowls on your Thermomix, you can do that in absolutely no time. And and create something sweet and savoury and impressive like this. Here we go. That's very important with the grazing platter. If you want to do one, more is more. Okay, more decorations. If you find anything, just more is the more the better. Okay. Wonderful. So that's it from us 3 here today. Thanks so much for joining us, and I hope you tune in next time.
Yes.
Vivian.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. It
Thanks,
was fun.
ladies.